The International Healthbots research project by the University of Auckland tested robots with older people and staff at the Selwyn Foundation in 2008, 2011 and 2012.
I'm responsible for the psychology and healthcare aspects of the trial, so looking at whether people are accepting of the robots and whether the robots can make a difference to people's quality of life and mood. We started off with focus groups and questionnaires, and we asked the staff and we asked the residents and we even asked the relatives what they wanted healthcare robots to do for them. And from that we came up with 4 key things, which included detection of falls and calling for help if someone had fallen over, and included measuring vital signs like blood pressure. There was also reminders for taking medication and for doing other things like you've got a hairdresser's appointment. And the last one is to do with increasing social communication between residents and their families and providing some entertainment. And then we were lucky enough to get, through our collaboration with the Koreans, 35 robots. So that gave us the opportunity to design a large trial with multiple robots, something which hasn't been done before. We have large robots put in the common areas. What we're interested in again is whether the robots can increase quality of life, reduce depression, and also whether they can increase staff satisfaction. So Paro is actually a Japanese robot, and he has got sensors all over his body so that he responds to your touch. And he's also got a little heater inside him which keeps him nice and warm, like body temperature. And he responds to the light and the dark, and he can learn words as well, so he can learn his own name if you say it repeatedly. And he responds to your touch and learns the way that you touch him. So we're interested in whether Paro can provide some comfort for people with dementia and whether he can provide some social facilitation between the residents and the staff, or the residents and their relatives. Some of the things that we found include that people have mental models of what a robot's going to look like before they even meet it. People who have more human-like perceptions of what the robot's going to be like are actually more anxious about it and are less likely to use it than people who think of it more as a machine. And we've also found from the focus groups that people actually wanted the robot to be more machine-like. They didn't want the robot to replace people. People see robots as potentially more accurate than humans in things like taking vital signs. And they also see them as being non-distractible. They don't mind disturbing the robot, so that the robot's available 24 hours a day and they can just go straight to the robot, whereas sometimes they might be more reluctant to actually ask a human for help. The way the robot looks can affect what people think the robot can do, so that if it looks more advanced, people expect it to have more advanced abilities. In general, people at Selwyn Heights have expressed preference for no face on the robot, and so that's why most of our robots don't actually have a face on the screen. Some of the staff have been afraid that their jobs will be taken away, but actually once they meet the robot, their fears go away. They realise that the robot can actually help them in their everyday jobs and help the residents, and aren't able to do the jobs that the humans can. They're supplementing their role.
We all sort of really concerned and asking a lot of questions to our manager, but it was nothing like that.
Well, in the care environment, robots can do things that people don't need to do. For instance, staff spend a lot of time taking things to the laundry or delivering the trash. Robots can do that for them. I would like a robot. I'd like it to be able to play games with me. I'd like it to help me to maintain physical activity, because I find that hard. So take me for a walk. I would also like it to be able to work out when I'm feeling really grumpy and awful and call my family. And it might be able to do that, I think.